Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, happy Tuesday. We have a lot to talk about today, including what happened yesterday, what happened at night, what's going on today with the war, and how it's affecting Bitcoin. So, let's get to it. Let's do this. Welcome. Obviously, since last night till now, Bitcoin has surged up to $105,000 and is now holding. And now it's back above that trend line and utilizing it as a support, which is really good. Whenever we break down like that, no good. But that, of course, was a knee-jerk reaction over the weekend because of the escalating war situation. However, yesterday, Trump says that, yes, there's a ceasefire. Okay, that's what got things exciting. Today, the U.S. market, as you can see, is opening up pretty green and could get a lot more green, except for Circle, though. But everything else is in green. MicroStrategy's up, Coinbase up, Hood is up. Circle taking a breather today, it seems like. But yesterday, Trump tweeted out that there is a ceasefire, and this is what we're all waiting for, right? We want both sides to stop. However, there's a little wrinkle. There's a little wrinkle to this. Right after the ceasefire, Iran fired one more missile. Don't know why. Maybe they miscalculated, mistimed, or whatever. There was one more missile fired. It didn't hit anything. And Israel's not happy about it. So Trump is telling Israel, don't do anything. Get your fighters back. Do not fire again. We're in ceasefire. No more. So that's the situation. So it looks like the war may be over, but right now there's a little bit more tension of whether or not Israel is going to break that ceasefire and strike back. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. So overall, we're kind of in the standstill waiting to see if Israel's going to strike back. Hopefully not. And hopefully this ceasefire continues and they're able to work out something where, yeah, maybe Iran no longer pursues a nuclear program or what. I don't know. But this is very positive, obviously, going forward. And we'll see. And with this, oil prices have come down quite a lot, so that's good. We don't want oil to go upwards. That's no good. We don't want anything to cause inflation to go up at this point, okay? And that relates exactly to what Powell said this morning. Powell emphasizes Fed's obligation to prevent ongoing inflation problems despite Trump criticism. Trump has been criticizing Powell for quite some time, saying that he's stupid, he's a fool, he needs to cut the rate by a full percentage point now. But Powell, his obligation is preventing inflation as much as he can. He knows there's going to be ongoing inflation. He even says it. Their target rate is 2 to 3%, although it's more like 7% year to year. That means you're losing 7% of your buying power every year. And that compounds very quickly. So within 10 years, basically you have lost half the value. That's not a good thing, right? But because of it, he stated he has to wait and see whether or not the tariffs have an impact on prices. If the prices go up on goods, then of course that contributes to inflation. Oil going up contributes to inflation, right? But if the war is coming to an end and oil prices are dropping, that's definitely a good thing, right? But as of right now, seems like there's no rush. He stated a week ago 2 more cuts this year, and he's going to stick with that. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a surprise 3rd cut, a surprise huge full point cut, or anything like that. He is going to continue his normal path, I guess. Right? That's what it looks like. All right. Outside of the latest with the war, people continue to still load up on Bitcoin, even though yesterday, like over the weekend, it was scary again. But then on Monday, it was no longer scary. And then look at it. The inflow yesterday was quite tremendous. $350 million worth of Bitcoin going into the Bitcoin ETFs. So this is why Bitcoin remains strong. This is why I've been telling you guys, just look at what these big boys are doing. They just don't care. They are buying and buying and buying Bitcoin as much as they can, because now they all realize that this is the future and they're not going to stop. So even yesterday before ceasefire, there's a lot of uncertainty. Oil prices were going up, everything. People were still loading up on Bitcoin. This is why you don't want to miss out. You want to grab a little bit for yourself before it's too late. Japan is also going to allow Bitcoin ETFs soon, it seems like. South Korea is in the same position. They want to legalize Bitcoin ETFs. That's going to cause, these 2 countries are going to cause massive buying, that's for sure. Not as much as Wall Street, but still billions upon billions of dollars or yen or whatever currency to flow into Bitcoin soon. Very, very soon. Metaplanet out of Japan also plans on injecting $5 billion more into Bitcoin. They're obviously not stopping. I think Michael Saylor's sweating a little bit because of how fast Metaplanet is buying now. They're buying faster than even Strategy at this point. But, they have a long ways to catch up. They're trying to get to 210,000 by 2027. That's still less than half of what Saylor has right now. But they are accelerating for sure. And a lot of other smaller companies are doing the same. UK's the Smarter Web company has 20 million in Bitcoin. Now they have total 500 million. And then here's another one, of course, Trump Media. They're not only doing stock buyback, but they're trying to buy $400 million worth of Bitcoin. Tremendous. So a lot of buying. A lot of buying. Okay. Here's also something. Long-term holders near all-time high. So again, you put it all together. You have tremendous amount of buying power and buying from these big companies and institutions. You also have long-term holders continue to hodl, and many are DCing. You do the math. What's coming next, right? Wherever we are right now is only the beginning. We're nowhere close to the top of this cycle. Yeah, we had a lot of distractions. Since January, we had a tariff situation, right? And then we had this war breakout. We had so many things distract us, and yet Bitcoin continues to stay strong, go up, and we're waiting for that next leg. That's going to carry us higher, and that could be any day now. Any day. Yep. All right. Outside of that, what else is going on? A lot of crypto are recovering, which is really good. I saw this. Bitcoin Fi continues to expand. I cover a lot of projects now, especially on other chains. they're all trying to get into this Bitcoin Fi game, DeFi with Bitcoin. So there's this protocol called Navi Protocol that's going to be launching XBTC lending on Sui. So we hear a lot about this. A lot of people are trying to create yield for Bitcoin because so many people hold Bitcoin. And you can't really get yield right now because there's nothing to stake. But there are many that's allowing to do so. And that's how you're able to get into DeFi with your synthetic or native Bitcoin on another chain, right? So looks like Sui is going to be part of that. But speaking of stable coins, you know, there's a lot of talk about Circle, obviously. It looks like today's a profit-taking day, but this is pretty staggering. If you look at stablecoin transfers, the largest amount is actually on Sui, even above Solana. And I don't know why Ethereum's not in here. I'm assuming Ethereum transfer is quite high, or Tron, but Sui be higher than Solana or Polygon is actually pretty amazing. Pretty amazing indeed. And here's something else too. If you're trying to get yield from your stable coins, you get more from the DeFi companies or projects on Sui than Solana and Ethereum. Looks like on average, you're going to get about 7% if you're trying to, you know, make some yield with your stables on Sui. Compared to 4.55% on Solana, compared to 5% on Ethereum. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Yep, that's pretty much it. And yesterday I talked about projects like Say, for example, that's also involved with stablecoins. Not themselves, but it's a chain and you could issue whatever you want on there. And Wyoming, the state of Wyoming, have chose them to issue their own state stablecoins on top of it. So Say has been doing very well, up about 14% today. So really right now, anything that has to do with stablecoins is really hot if you haven't paid attention. And it's all due to Circle. Yesterday, Circle, their market cap surpassed the USDC market cap, which makes sense. The parent company should be worth more than, you know, the assets it has, right? And it looks like they are recovering up. They were just down 7%. Now they're only down 1%. So it looks like they're coming up really quickly. All right, that's pretty much it. You can see today, very, very, very green. I don't know why this keeps going to Europe. We got Dow plus 400, NASDAQ plus 227. And you got the usual movers that are doing good today. Good to see MicroStrategy come up a little bit. Coinbase up 3%, which is good. Robinhood up 2.36%, excuse me. Looking for Circle to have another fantastic double-digit day. And Bitcoin is still holding strong, although I'm hoping Bitcoin makes some moves today. All right, that's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see here. You King Mike. Hey, George, I was wondering how comfortable you are with keeping money on exchanges. At what point should we worry about a potential issues? I mean, it's never a really good idea to keep a lot of money, a lot of crypto on exchanges. Although a lot of them are, you know, they've been tested already, right? Especially the big exchanges in the US. You know, I trust them a lot more than some of the foreign exchanges, but a lot of foreign exchanges, like for example, BitUnix, I use them quite often, almost every single day doing trades, and I have a large amount on there. Of course, I will not go put my entire portfolio on there, but I leave a lot on there. I mean, it just depends on trust, whether you trust the exchange or not. But the best case, of course, is self custody, right? You could just leave some for trading and then take everything else out, or after your trade, you take it out, something like that. What do you think BTC will drop to if a war started? James, war did start, and we saw the effects of that. It's not like it didn't start. It actually did start. We're just coming to an end very, very soon. Coinbase having a good day, up 4%. Coinbase is nearing their all-time high. They're really, really close. Their all-time high is right here, 343. They could be right there soon. Trump threw the F word today. Did he really during during a press conference? That would be funny to listen to. I haven't seen a president swear ever, I think. You know, I've been getting so many clips talking about a B-2 bomber, and all the amazing things it could do. It's really quite amazing. Like all of our planes are quite amazing. It's like so far ahead, and they were created 30 years ago. The successor to the B-2 bomber, I think it's called B-21 or something like that, is already done. They haven't even used it yet. But nothing comes even close to the B-2 bomber. It's so good, in fact, that Russia, China, no one detected it. That's how good it is. No one knew those bombs were dropped. No one knew that they were being flown in the region. No one knew anything. I think only Israel knew because the US gave them a heads up. But, man, that plane was developed like 30 plus years ago. And it's still the best there is right now. It's crazy. The Blackbird, we still have that. The Blackbird is advanced. The Blackbird, B-2 Bomber, and the F-22 Raptors. I think they're all considered 5th generation planes. And we're already on to 6th generation. And no one else, even China and Russia, their 5th generation isn't even anywhere as good. I mean, I guess the one good thing to us spending close to $1 trillion in defense budget every year is we have the best toys by far. It's not even close. We spend close to $1 trillion in defense every year. It's more than the next 25 countries added together. So I'm pretty sure we got some very advanced stuff that they haven't even showcased. They're hiding on purpose. They don't have no 6th generation. Their 5th generation isn't as good as our 5th generation. Did the attack remind you of Top Gun? Yeah, the theme to Top Gun 2 is basically what happened. I didn't notice that until someone pointed out, but in there they were talking about Iran too. Oh, Coinbase having a really good day today. The Robinhood having a good day. 52-week high. That's what I want to hear. You know, right now, I'm going to be honest. Crypto stocks, or crypto-based stocks, are doing way better than alts. That's for sure. And I think that may be a reason why alts aren't doing so well, because all the degens on Robinhood, they're just buying the stocks. They're not degenning into alts because they're not really moving. In fact, not just not moving, they're going down. I think there's more people now turning back to stocks because of how well they've been doing. And that's unfortunate, but may prolong what so many people are waiting for, which is the altcoin season. Trump today. We basically, to paraphrase, we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long, so hard, they don't know what the F they are doing. You understand? Did he really say that? Yeah, I heard we have rail guns now, which was once thought only theoretical. That's not possible to put into the production. I heard we have it on battleships now. James T asks, what's the best way to make money with crypto with low funds? At this point, stick with the big caps and Bitcoin, but mostly Bitcoin. I think you still do the 50-25-25 rule, 50% Bitcoin at least, 25% of big caps, and then remaining 25% you can be a little degen and maybe go with some memes and smaller caps, but you want that stability from Bitcoin and growth and the big caps, but mostly Bitcoin at this point. Oh man, today's Coinbase day, up 7%. You know, here's what's frustrating because I put some money into my broker account and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for them to clear the funds. I think it finally clears today. It takes forever. It's unlike crypto, you know. You transfer in some stable coins, boom, you're able to buy right away. You can't do that with stocks. Can't do that with brokerages. You can't transfer in some stable coin to just start buying, and it's just really annoying. I missed out. I knew today that we had a good chance of recovery, so yesterday I was trying to buy and they wouldn't allow me. And it's like, come on, guys. At least MicroStrategy's up today. MicroStrategy's been really down compared to its peers. Sailor's raising too much debt. I can't click into it for some reason. Do I do on my own pool? Sorry. Do I do my own pool maintenance? Yes. I just maintain it. You know, clean it a little bit. I gotta vacuum and make sure the chemicals are right, the balance is right. It's not that hard. MicroStrategy just is not moving anymore. You could see ever since November, it just can't break through 400 and go higher. Say is the standout right now, even though it's very, 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 very off from their 2024 high. Man, they were at like 110. So they still got like 4x to go. But recently, they've been doing well. The Blackbird is retired. I heard that a Blackbird is so fast, you can't hit it with a missile because it flies faster than missiles. Skipping stones. Thoughts on Neptune Digital Assets. They hold Bitcoin, sold SpaceX, but they're a Canadian company. Well, that immediately. I don't know. They hold Bitcoin, sold. That's good. SpaceX. I don't know. They're a private company, so I don't know how you really evaluate them. They're a Canadian company. That means I can't look at them. I don't know much. Maybe you could ask me and ask George, and then I could try to do a deeper dive, but I don't know too much about them. Decommissioned 1998. That was 30. It got decommissioned 30 years ago. Mach 3.3. Man. Whatever plane that they were flying at the beginning of Top Gun went Mach 10. I know that was just like a fake plane, but I'm pretty sure by now we could probably make a plane like that. I don't know if it was going Mach 10 or pulling 10 Gs, but whatever plane that he was testing out at the beginning seemed like it was a successor to the Blackbird. Oh man. All the money is going to Coinbase and Robinhood today. Circle's taking a breather. This is the first time, I think, since IPO that there's a red day. And it still may end up in a green, but today's like the only day I remember. Everything else is flying today. How many of you guys, there's going to be a Bitcoin conference. You know, we just had one in Vegas. How many of you guys are overseas? They're having one in Hong Kong at the end of August. I'm wondering how many of you guys are going there. Because I'm thinking about attending that one. I'm just curious how many people would actually fly out to Hong Kong for that or are already based there. It's going to be a much smaller conference, I'm pretty sure. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much it. Not much else to talk about today other than, you know, we got the ceasefire. We have a really green market today. I guess we still have to look forward to Powell testifying, but he already released basically what he's going to be saying, which is, you know, he's not going to be pressured. He's not going to be bullied by Trump. His job is to prevent inflation, so he can't just do the cuts that Trump is asking him to do. Basically, I think that's how he's going to answer in front of the House committee. A lot of people saying ceasefire is not happening right now. I don't know, I guess what comes down to is Israel is not backing down because Iran fired one more missile at them after ceasefire. I don't want a regime change in Iran. Yeah, so Netanyahu says they have not done any further attacks since Trump call. I mean, it seems like both sides, you know, it's almost like a parent telling the kids to stop it, and then like even after they agreed to stop, they kind of like still hit each other. You know, that's what it seems like, but they're doing it with missiles. But it seems like both sides have agreed, but they're just still getting their last hit in or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, let's see how well crypto responds today. Bitcoin obviously holding very strong above 105 right now. We have some movers with alts. The crypto-related stocks are flying right now. Coinbase is above 8% today. So things are looking good. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned for tonight's video, and have a good one. Take care.